up, y'all? This is 4BarLoop with Nytelife, and I'm here with up and coming producer. I ain't even gonna call him up and coming producer. He's here. He's arrived. Done some amazing shit out there, man. So he is the 3-time Gauntlet Beat Battle champ. It is Mr. Manny Beat Shy. What's up with you, man?
Appreciate it, bro. What's
How's
good
everything?
with
Nothing, man. How's everything going tonight, man?
you? Good, man. Appreciate your time and everything, man. Having me on tonight. So real dope, man. Always good to chop it up with my Gauntlet brothers, man.
Hey, you know what, man? Having you on here is big for us. Big for me, of course, because I gotta pick your brain about how you do things. So I think this is a good opportunity to be able to do that. Since we out here on the West Coast, man, and people might not be familiar with you, go ahead and give us, what's your humble beginnings, man? How'd you get started? What's in your name and all that?
Oh man, like my humble beginnings. I mean, I started making music, and I always been messing with music pretty much since about my eighth grade, man. Like 8th grade, junior high, I started kind of messing around with it with FL Studio. I got FL Studio 5, and then from there, I started progressing with it. I didn't even really know how to even use it like that, man. I didn't even know about the piano roll. I was just putting stuff in a little step sequencer, bro, and just trying to see what happens. Little 4-bar loops. I didn't even know how to put them together in a playlist, man. So it was just, using the stock sounds, the little, clap 3 and all that, the little clappy claps that FL Studio used to put in there. And man, it just progressed from there. I just stuck with it. I had a couple friends that I played a beat for one day, and they were like, "Man, that's pretty dope." And I kind of kept going with it from there. A lot of growth, a lot of trial and error, man, to get to this point where I'm at now. I still got a whole lot to learn. Like, this is only the beginning, pretty much, man. This is so much that's that this music can go, and it's constantly evolving, man. So, I'm just always a student, man. I never stop learning, man. That's just one of my things, man. I always feel like I can improve on something. So, man, I've been FL Studio for life, pretty much, man. FL Gang for years.
Yeah, man. That's where I got my start at, man. I was chopping samples and all of that shit, man. Fruity Loops has been around. It's been around a long time. You see these grades. I was doing Fruity Loops before my grades came in. So, so I get it, man. Fruity Loops is definitely a dope program to be able to use and whatnot. I mean, as far as your name is concerned, so how did you come up with your name?
Man, I went by a couple different names. Back in the day, like, when I was back in Chicago, I went by Young Phenom. That's back when I was rapping. Okay. I was rapping back then, and a lot of people kind of knew me back by that name back then. And I think when I changed that name, I was kind of going through a transitional phase of just becoming a music producer and kind of like figuring out where I wanted to go with this music production stuff and trying to like learn my sound. In other words, to put it shortly, I got humbled at a beat battle one day. I got humbled at a beat battle. I was pretty gassed up, and I went in there thinking I would win, underestimating everybody, just thinking, it was in the bag, and yeah, man, got smoked, to say the least. And I just started like really trying to learn from there, and just the name part, I felt like, I wanted to go with something that was just more authentic to me, man. I didn't really like the name. Plus, a lot of people had that name too around the time they was using that name, and I was thinking of the different names, and I came up with a bunch of different names, but one didn't really stick until I was like, I'm gonna just roll with my regular government for a little bit. Okay. And then I went on SoundClick, and SoundClick had, if you already had, one name, they'll put like your state abbreviations next to it. And I put mine, had Manny Beats, and it said Manny Beats Shy on the end. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just run with that for a while. And then, dope. It just kind of stuck from there, man. I was like, I feel like it's true to me. I ain't no real flashy dude or nothing like that. I just want to do music and just get my name out there. And I felt like that was something that was just true to me. So I stuck with it, man. I feel like people are kind of gravitating towards it too, so it worked out.
Yeah, man. So, you're not dropping bars on the Young Phenom no more?
Man, I still write from time to time, man.
Ah.
I still write from time to time, but
I'm gonna have to sneak you out here on something, man.
Yeah, I still write from time to time, but I haven't done it in a while, man. Production has really been like one of my biggest things. So
as far as your influences, man, who are some of your production influences?
Oh man, first and foremost, Black Milk, number one. Always, like, I tell everybody that I tell about Black Milk. Black Milk pretty much changed my life. My production life around that 2009, 2010 time frame when I kind of discovered Tronic, and I was blown away, bro. I couldn't believe that he was putting that together like that off the MPC.
Right.
And those drums, the way they was hitting, man, I gravitated towards it, and I've been trying to capture that sound ever since. And to this day, man, he still hasn't put out a track that's let me down.
Yeah.
And his production is just always tight, top notch, man. So he's still, my number one biggest, motivator and inspiration when it comes to this music. But a lot, I listen to a lot of my peers and stuff like that. A lot of my peers influence me, a lot more than some of the bigger producers. But I like Medicine. I hope I'm saying it right. Chromanichi is dope. Sango, all of those guys. Like Kev Brown. Those are some of my influences, man.
Yeah, I mean, with that being said, is there certain things and certain elements that you pulled from? I mean, first of all, for Black Milk, one of the top, rapper producers that I've ever seen. I mean, that dude can put it together on both sides, and that's amazing. But are there different traits and stuff that you pull from, these influences to be able to make your own?
Oh yeah, all the time, man. I'm always pulling something from somewhere. Someone that has influenced me, someone that has inspired me. So like, Black Milk, just the way his drums, like I'm always trying to get my drums to sound as hard and crisp as his, man. Trying to get them to slap as much as I can like his. And just the way my chord structure, a lot of times if I'm putting chords together, man, I'm just thinking about, okay, what would this producer do? What would Medicine do if he wanted to bring in and kind of incorporate some chords on this to kind of get like a little extra bounce and swing on it? So, a lot of times I definitely pull from other producers, man, all the time. So, and kind of, make it my own kind of feel, like how I'm going. I can never exactly imitate what they do, but I mean, it always helps me when I can kind of go back and kind of think about what they have done and kind of incorporate it into my own sound a little bit.
Okay. So as far as your approach, are you like a melody sample guy first, or you lay the drums and then all of that stuff comes after?
Melody or sample. Yes, like if I'm once I step in, I'm picking up a sample first, or if I come up with a melody or I happen to strike a chord I like, then I'll start putting the drums on. But, it depends sometimes too, man. Sometimes, I might just find the right kick and it just sounds good to me, and I just end up getting an idea for some drums right there. And then, I can put some other stuff on top of it.
Yeah. So, as far as that, man, if you look at the game so far, man, it's like everybody, there's a lot of different producers. There's just a ton. And I think the producer community is starting to outnumber the rappers in a lot of sense. How do you make yourself stand out as a producer with so much competition and everybody putting up beats and all of that stuff?
The best way to stand out is, just joining platforms like you guys have, man, the Gauntlet, and just, putting yourself out there. The best promotion is just exposure, getting yourself out there and just putting your name out there. So I think that's one of the ways, like, I feel like I'm trying to, make myself stand out amongst some of the other producers, just trying to be everywhere I can. Of course, it's a little bit more difficult now with COVID, but,
right.
but I'm still working on just a different on different time, just trying to make sure I keep up with just the internet, kind of jumping into things that I can, and just kind of being proactive that way. That way I can kind of keep spreading the word and keep myself motivated that way too.
Yeah, some producers are a little more, play it close to the vest and don't want to do the collaboration thing and whatnot. I've seen that you've done a few collaborations, and how is that process? Does that sharpen your tools a little bit by collaborating with different producers? I mean, you just did a track with Scotty Royal, and does that like sharpen your tools for that?
Oh yeah, because it makes you. I mean, for me, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other producers that can kind of say the same. It gets you thinking outside the box a little bit too, because I've had producers send me some things that some melodies or something. I'd be like, oh, that's something I never would have messed with. But just kind of sitting down and coming up with ideas, and I kind of you surprise yourself because you be like, wow, I didn't think I could even come up with nothing like that, or get that to sound any better than that. But yeah, man, I'm definitely I'm fairly new, starting to collab with a lot of people, but I like it so far, man. It's definitely an experience, and it keeps me motivated too, because just getting different ideas. I know a lot of times, sometimes I sit down in my studio and my equipment, and I go through the same sound. I'm kind of like, man, I feel like I kind of want to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And it's always good to have, another producer be able to shoot you some ideas. You kind of bounce the ideas back and forth. So I think that's real dope, man. That's something I'm really embracing.
I mean, do you drive the car when it comes to that? Like, man, I'm gonna lay this, and then you go ahead and you put what you need to put with it. You go ahead and do the drums, or are you like, hey, send it to me, and I'll do my thing and send it back to you.
No, a lot of times, I mean, like this, a lot of times, like the most recent collab me and Scotty did, it was pretty much just bouncing ideas off each other. I sent him the keys that I had laid first. I made like a little short 8-bar loop of the idea I had, and he heard it, and he added some more keys and a horn to it, and helped with the arrangement of it, and it just went from there. We just kind of just kept going back and listening, and I asked him for advice on like how this should go or how that should go, and he sent me the stuff back, gave me ideas, and it's just real fluid, man. Of course, it's always better to be in the studio in person with somebody, but I don't try to drive the whole thing, because I don't feel like if we collab, it's just my beat. Like right. I don't necessarily pick apart what I did or what this person did. If it's collab, we did it equally. You know what I mean? The whole thing. It don't matter to me who did what. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just I'm real lenient when it comes to that, man. I'm not really trying to drive the whole thing. Whatever works, I'm real open to that. Whatever works in my mind, I pitch it, and whatever works in whoever I'm working with mine, I try it out. We just keep trying trial and error, man. Pretty much.
Absolutely. Yeah. So at this juncture in the game, man, I don't think there's a right answer, but I want to know what your answer is to it. Who's the more important spoke in the wheel? Is it the artist or is it the producer? and why?
I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. But I mean, you know, we all know without the producer, there is no music essentially, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of if we didn't have the producer, you know, we'll be beatbox. There'll be a lot of rappers going back to beatboxing and trying to rap over that. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know, picking up sticks, trying to make little drum beats or whatever. So I think if uh, if people want to try to look at it from uh, that kind of standpoint of like who's most important, then yeah, the producer is going to be the most important. But I feel like it's the collaborative effort of both that's the most important. Because I mean, y'all got to come together like and make something work. So I feel like if y'all can come together and be on the same page and have a common goal to just make a dope song, man, I don't think either one is more important than the other.
Yeah. So, kind of rolling off of that, what do you think is like the complete work? Is it just production from beginning to end? You know, where you put something together and you have it in your mind that you're just gonna make a beat for the sake of making production,
Right.
not to have an artist on it, or does an artist need to be on it to complete it?
I feel like a beat isn't technically done until you have an artist on it. If that's the goal, like if the intention is to have an artist on it, then it's not done until you have an artist on it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm making something just for listening purposes, something like that, it's finished when I feel like it's finished. If I don't have nothing else to add, then yeah, it's done. But if I want an artist on something, then yeah, it's not done or complete to me until we got an artist and it's mixed and it's sent out to the airwaves and the cloud and SoundCloud or wherever, and then it's done from there.
Yeah. So getting into the gauntlet, man. It's kind of special to see you and Scotty collaborate on a track. With y'all both being 3-time champions. I think that's dope. But as far as the gauntlet, I mean, your feelings and what does it mean to be a 3-time champ on the gauntlet?
It means a lot to me, man. Everybody that comes through the gauntlet is dope as shit, man.
Yeah.
Everybody is dope, man. And just being able to come in and compete with those guys is just something special to me, period. And just being able to go in and come up with still have the ideas flowing and come up with stuff and bring it in and have everybody listen and like what I'm doing. That means a lot. I think that means a lot more to me than the W itself.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through a lot of battles, a lot of L's I've taken, and it's more. I've had more losses than I have had wins, but it's just I feel like it's kind of validating my growth and just it's keeping me motivated. That's for damn sure, man.
I
And
mean, as far
it gives me something else to keep striving for, man, and keep trying to come back and hit you guys with new music and listening to the new guys and try to figure out like, man, I'm gonna beat that.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've gotten really we've been really fortunate to have the artists that we have in there, the producers that we have in there. You guys do such a phenomenal job with how you come, every other week you're coming back with, a fresh new perspective, fresh new beats, fresh new patterns, stuff that, you're the unicorn in the sense of your beats. They don't, no one beat sounds the same with yours. It's always something different. That's why I said you was one of the most versatile ones, the most versatile competitors on the gauntlet, because you have beats where you can go ahead and pop it in and take a drive and just mellow out, and then you could have some where you can go outside and bust somebody upside the head. It's like the variance is there, or you can make somebody cry or some shit like that. I mean, you have these type of things. With it being a judge format, and just don't mind me being a judge. When you're critiqued and it doesn't necessarily go your way, or the critique may be harsh. I mean, what do you do with that? What do you do with that information? I mean, do you just be like, you know what, hey man, F those guys, I'm gonna show them the next time I come out, or is it like, what is it like for you?
No, I love the critiques, man. I love all feedback, all positive feedback. Positive, constructive feedback that I can get on my music. Like I say, man, I'm not perfect at all in this. I'm still learning a whole lot myself. So any constructive criticism that's given to me, I accept it and I take it and I use it and I try to apply it for next time or towards any other beat that I make. And I just feel like, especially if you're gonna step into this arena, especially the battle arena, if you're gonna step into that arena and you can't handle someone, being real with you about your music, or wanting to listen to your music and analyze what you're doing and kind of pick it apart, then it's definitely not that kind of arena you want to step into. And you know, I didn't really even and going back to the versatility thing, like I didn't battle until recently. I wasn't really battling like that till recently, but somehow I kept ending up in in battles, and it just kind of progressed from there. And yeah, like any feedback I can get from people, that's constructive and honest, like I love it, man. I want more people to do it all the time, man. I want people to overanalyze my stuff sometimes. Just help tighten me up too, because I want to make sure I'm doing the best I can bring to the table too.
Yeah, and those things, it's interesting when I see you guys approach and I see your wheels turning. When a beat is played and a beat is massive, then it's just like, you know what, I gotta find something else to.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta audible.
Yeah.
I gotta come up with something else. You guys really deal with the hot seat well when it comes to that, and the action of you guys in in the side chats and talking to each other and and all that stuff is like, it's amazing that you guys have that camaraderie, despite the fact that you're in a competition type of groove. It's like I don't never see you guys busting each other over the head or anything. It's just like you guys are real complimentary of each other. So
Yeah, I mean, I think we all understand like the common goal. We just want to share music, man. At the end of the day, and hopefully it takes us somewhere in the future. And we just keep grinding, man. We just for the love of it.
So what's your goals in music? I mean, what do you want ultimately? Do you want to does it want to be something that you want to be have your music like syndicated and be on different productions and stuff like that, or are you looking to just like find a home with an artist, or what is your goals?
My main goal, really, like I've battled with that a lot. Just kind of analyzing where I wanted to go with this, and what my end goal was with just music in general. And I just really think, honestly, man, the main, my biggest goal is just really, I just want to, especially first and foremost, really just landing a home with an artist
Mm-hmm.
and just being able to consistently, get music out to other different artists as well. But I mean, I don't necessarily want to have it doesn't make a difference to me to have it on like a grand scale of like a mainstream level of like a Boy Wonder or
Mm-hmm.
Hit Boy or 40 or something like that. I mean, to me, it's cool. I want it. If it's gonna happen, I'm gonna take it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like my goal is just to consistently put out music with some real dope artists and just consistently make good music, man. I'm not too focused on like the mainstream portion of it. It's just I feel like to me it just flows better, building genuine relationships with other artists.
Yeah. Are you thinking about building your own camp?
I'm thinking about it. I've been definitely discussing it and putting in some planning for like my own studio here in Charlotte. So, I got eyes on a few people out here that's some really dope engineers and some other producers I want to get in house, man, and kind of think about moving forward on something like that.
Dude, how the landscape, I mean, I ain't seen a bad producer come out of Charlotte. Period.
Yeah. Man,
The Carolinas, dude. Oh my God. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches there with production. I mean, people talk that shit about New York and all of that as far as, but man, I've been, the one thing that's been the blessing in the gauntlet is that I've got to see so many producers come out of the Carolinas, and all all y'all cats is fire, man. Like this shit is crazy.
Appreciate
Like
it.
it's almost embarrassing. It's like, dude, I'll be trying to look for my West Coast dudes. Like, man, when is y'all gonna come in here and shit, when Max came in, I was hella happy. I was like, damn, finally somebody from the
Yeah.
West. All right, cool. But
Max
man,
had heat too, man.
yeah, Max had heat, boy. Like
Yeah.
I'm like seriously, it was like that was that was good. That was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards to that, how you navigating that landscape with it being so much, there's so much canvas out there, and you guys all have unique sounds and stuff like that. How are you just like carving your own niche out there?
I'm just finding a solid circle of people to work with, man, and I think that's just the main thing. Once you find some, a circle of solid people that you really mesh well with, I just think everything else comes naturally, man. And artists kind of find you. I've had artists just find me out here, and just be like, "Yo, I want you to do this track with me," or can we do a mixtape or something like that?
Right.
And just out of the blue, randomly, man. And we, especially in Charlotte, we have a pretty diverse music scene. And I think just me personally, I don't know for sure. I'm not like a Charlotte native, but I mean, just kind of my take on it. When a lot of people ask about the production styles, I just think because we have so many people from like different areas, we got the New York influence, we got the West Coast influence, because we got a lot of people from Cali out here, a lot of people from VA out here. We got like a lot of different sounds that's all come together and just kind of evolve into something else here.
Yeah, man. And that's dope. Let's get into Free Lunch 5, man. So this series, being in the gauntlet and being familiar with you, to be on 5, I was upset because it was like, man, I start at 5. What is this shit? Like, now I have to go back and I have to buy 4, 3, 2, and 1 and get myself caught up to the series, because now I get to hear the progression between those two. So between those 5. So, but this project, man, I really enjoyed it, man. It was really one of those that you can pop in beginning to end. So you get your thought process. Is this a collection of beats over the course of time that you've created, or is this something that you had in general? You was like, okay, I'm just doing beats for Free Lunch 5.
Yeah, there's a few beats that I've had that I created like maybe a few months prior to me releasing it. But then there was probably like 8 or 9 I made specifically for Free Lunch 5. And I just sat on them for a while because, I didn't want to spoil the music, you know what I mean? So I just sat on them for a while. But yeah, that's normally what I do, anytime I release a beat tape. Like I start cooking up beats with that in mind. Like, okay, I might put this on the next beat tape, or, I might just drop this one. And sometimes I get a little impulsive, man. I may release that shit anyway. Do like a little minute video on IG because I just want everybody to hear it. But I try to keep in touch sometimes.
Yeah, and that'd be the rough thing, man. It's like, when you're a creative, the first thing you want to do is, I need to get feedback. I need people to hear this. I need people to tell me what's up. And you're not as patient as you could be with shit sometimes, and you end up putting out shit, and it may not be ready. You know what I'm saying? Or it might miss, and it might not hit the ears you want to, and then you're like, you take that as negative feedback. Like, oh man, nobody was really feeling it. But in actuality, you just didn't really just put your shit together the way you should. Because you're trying to rush it out.
Yeah, I learned that. Funny you say that. I learned that with Free Lunch 4, man. I felt like Free Lunch 4 was it was the progression from 3, but 3 got way more love than 4. And I just think at the time, I didn't really plan, how I was going to release it. I didn't even really make too many videos. And I think I was kind of in like a bad space when I released it too. You know what I mean? Just kind of going through some personal stuff or whatever. And I released it, but the vibes just wasn't right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it kind of set me like, maybe I shouldn't release it, or just one of the worst ones. But I ain't gonna re-release it though. I'm gonna re-release all of them. You know what I mean? And just kind of have that whole collection up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your favorite joint on Free Lunch 5, or some of your favorite joints?
5. My personal favorite is City of Gold. That's my personal favorite. And then I would say Genesis.
Yeah, that's mine.
And Control. Genesis and Control. Control is probably, Control actually is my number one. I take that back. I'll switch those two. Control is my number one. Mm-hmm. That track was just something special to me when I made it. At the time, I think I made that my grandmother was in the hospital at the time, and I made it around that time. And, unfortunately she passed away, but, just that beat was so soulful to me, just the chords and everything, the notes it struck. I always dedicate that track to her, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So that track was just something special to me.
Prayers and condolences, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you, man.
But out of great pain comes great things, man. And for you to make that, you definitely could tell that you put your heart into that. And
definitely,
those records may not mean anything to other people, but when you're a creator and you make a record like that, it's like, that's your soul. That make your hair stand up on your arms and shit. Like, man, it's like that's me. I put everything I need. Nobody knows what I went through making this beat or this song, man. The songs that I'm feeling, Genesis is one of the ones I really love, man. I really love Vapors.
Vapors is nice too.
Vapors is the joint, and then Washed is like my that's my shit too, man. Those are just some of the gems that's on that beat tape, but really, man, there's not really a weak point on that beat tape because it moves so fluid. So you did a great job with that, man, and I'm looking forward to Free Lunch 6.
And then, coming.
Yeah, and then we actually got a record that's on ice right now.
Mm-hmm.
So so we got a record that's on ice. It's on ice, and I asked for it, and it's done. But it's not the time. It's not the time yet.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm waiting for that one, man. I'm waiting for that. You sent it back to me too. Like, I think you sent that back to me that same day.
Yeah,
man.
I
sent it to you.
Yeah,
I think it was the same day. Or it might have been it was the same day or the next day.
Bro,
I don't know. As I got it back, and I was playing it in the car, and I was like, Nytelife went crazy. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's a record. I'm sorry that I can't. I'm sorry that I can't reveal more. But it's just not. It's just not the time. COVID is not the time to release that joint, man.
Like I say, man, need anything from me on my end with beat side on that record, man. Just, let me know.
Man, we got, man. You know what though? To me, that just opened up the door to be able to do some more work because I felt at home. I felt at home on that shit, man.
Nice, man. I'm glad you did, man.
Give it to you with that.
Yeah.
And that's interesting that we kind of bring up COVID. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. Has COVID, with you being in the house probably more, has that increased your production output, or has it been a thing where it makes you the fact that you can't do the things and experience different things to bring that in elements of your production, has it decreased your output?
I won't say. I mean, I'm a homebody, period, in general, but I do like going someplace, It did kind of. I do like going out a little bit. I mean, dang.
I don't enjoy anything. I'm a hermit.
Yeah, yeah. But I think really, like, more so than anything, just the impact of what was happening. When last March, the impact of what was actually happening. You know what I'm saying? And with my son and my wife and this pandemic running around, I'm like, damn, I'm trying I don't want to get him sick. I'm worried about him and stuff like that, worried about her. And I think that kind of took a toll on me too and kind of killed my motivation around that time a little bit. I think it kind of impacted everybody a little bit. Some people it boosted, some people it kind of put people on a little swift hold for a quick second.
Yeah.
And I think it definitely kind of made me readjust a little bit. Because before COVID, man, I felt like things were really kind of moving and progressing, and I felt like there was a lot of stuff opening up out in Charlotte. People was really starting to gravitate towards what I was doing, and wanting to see me out a little bit more. And then COVID, so that just the combination of that and just the impact of everything that was going on, people getting sick, dying, and all this stuff, man. Just the impact, it kind of slowed me down motivational wise with the music, but I found my way back, man. Yeah, I ain't gonna stay away from it for too long.
Yeah, but that's good because we need it,
Yeah.
man. We need that energy out here.
Yeah.
So what I have is, man, I have this game called 4-Track Mind that I play with all of my guests on here. I may have to adjust it based upon some of the things that you spoke about today. So I think I'll make some adjustments, but I gotta find some good adjustments for that. Okay. So 4-Track Mind basically, man, it's 4 questions that I ask, and it'll be a either or and why, just so you can expound on it a little bit. All right, so we pop in the first track, man, and which is better, composing a track for an artist or composing a track for a battle?
Composing a track for, I gotta really think about that for a second. Which one I really like more? Because it's kind of hard.
This is why I do it. Just reason right here.
Trying to think which one do I like more. Honestly, I think I like composing for a battle a little bit more than I do for artists. Just because I feel like when you compose for a battle, you can really kind of test out and experiment different techniques that you wouldn't do with an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of open up the door for more ideas later down the road. Like, okay, you might think, oh, I did this in that battle. Maybe I could try that again in this song with the artist and kind of see how it plays out. So I kind of look at battle beats as like a little experimental playground. So it's pretty dope. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to run with the battle beats. Making those better for me personally.
Right. Okay. So so now I'm gonna make this a little hard for you because I'm gonna appeal to this. I'm gonna appeal to the Chi-Town side, and I'm gonna appeal to your favorites. So beat collab opportunity comes up. Same day, you get 2 phone calls. Black Milk just called. Said, hey, need you to come down. We're gonna do a collaboration track. And then before you do that, line beeps, you click over, and it's Kanye on the other end. And he's telling you, bro, I need you to come out to Wyoming and work on this joint with me. So where are you going?
I'm going Black Milk.
Really? Okay, well why that choice?
The reason I'm going Black Milk is because I feel like if I went Black Milk, I can gain more. I'll be able to gain more on producer level wise of just skill building than I would from Kanye. Kanye, of course, we gonna make a hit. Definitely, if Kanye say come out there, of course, I know it's gonna be a hit. It's Kanye name attached to it. Like, he's got the clientele for it to be a hit, point blank, period. And that's cool. But Black Milk also has the same ability to do the same thing. It's just,
true.
He's just not in the mainstream as much as Kanye. And the other thing too, like Kanye, I mean, especially not this Kanye. Kanye been moving kind of.
No. When I say Kanye, that's a sliding scale. We're not talking.
Yeah.
We don't. You can pick an era. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We already know. We know the beat making Kanye. We know that the backpack. Yeah. The backpack dude. We can get him.
Yeah.
So you can go there. We don't have to. You can pick any era. But yeah. Okay,
now,
so
we talking, 2005 to about, 20. What's that? I say about 2005 to about 2011, 2012. Kanye.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I'm running with Kanye.
Okay,
yeah, and it's gonna be something dope, I think. But if it was like tomorrow, Kanye was like, come to Wyoming, help me out with this track, and Black Milk was like, let's come do this track. I'm gonna go with Black Milk.
See, man, you found the loophole in it. You found the loophole.
I'm gonna go with Black Milk.
All right, so since you're a student of the game, it's intern time. All right, man, I got to pick who I'm an intern with. So Dr. Dre hits you and says, hey, I want you to come out and intern for me. And then you have Ninth Wonder is saying, nah, I'll kind of want you over here. Gotta choose. Who we going with?
Man, you making these some tough scenarios. Man, both dope producers, man. I would love that opportunity to actually happen. But yeah, I'm trying to damn. Who would I intern with? I'm going Dre, man.
All right.
I'm going Dre.
So what do you make that? Why do you pick Dre for that?
I'm picking Dre because Dre has the longer catalog of classic hits. Dre is known for, like, I still think that even like the most recent album that he had put out, that Compton joint,
yeah,
that still was crazy, bro.
Yes,
and that was crazy. Like the production on that was insane still, and just
he ain't
like
lost a step.
Yeah, like it was crazy. Like that was wild. And then just I've never been out to the West Coast, but I love the scenery. Every picture I see, I love it, man. And
come on here, man. It's good.
Yeah, man. I'm working on it, man. I want to get out there. And
that's dope.
Yeah, just Dre. His catalog, his track record of different artists and environments that he's been in, man. I think that would be something I would definitely want to sit in on. And then his mixing is A1. Like if you can get your drums to knock like his, man, that's something special.
All right, so now I'm gonna hit Young Phenom and I'm gonna ask him. All right, who we going with for producing my hit song? Am I going with Derringer or am I going with Alchemist?
Alchemist, because those are the type of joints I was rapping on. Okay. Alchemist. Yeah.
He said that quick. That wasn't even no thought.
Yeah, those are kind of joints I was gravitating towards.
All right, man. So we made it through 4-track Mind, but every good EP has a bonus track. At least I like to think so. They got a bonus track. So here's one for you, and I'm gonna test your allegiance right here. And my boys is gonna hate me for
it. Yeah.
In a one-off, Lens or Sandman?
Ooh, you bogus. Oh man,
one beat. I got one beat. You got one beat, and you it's sudden death. One beat. Lens or Sandman? You can't plead the fifth. You gotta say something. You gotta say
Lens
something.
On a one-off, Lens or Sandman? I'm calling the tie. They gotta go 2 for 2. They gotta go 2 for 2.
You know what? Based upon you having, I don't want to offend the political connects, man. So we're gonna leave it there. Yeah. I'll take your time.
They gotta go 2 for 2.
That's cool. All right, man. So thank you for playing 4-track Mind, man. It's dope. I had a lot of fun with that. Before we go out of here, man, let's go ahead and get your contact info, where people can find you at, for your IG, if you have Facebook or website or anything like that. Please go ahead and get your contacts off.
Yeah, anybody that's interested in contacting me, checking out beats, anything like that, everything is Manny Beats Shy. So Instagram is Instagram at Manny Beats Shy. Twitter is the same thing. I'm not on Twitter like that, so I mean, if you go on there, it's gonna be dry as hell. I'm just letting you know. I don't be on Twitter like
join
that.
The club, brother, because nobody hits my Twitter either.
But IG and Facebook. That's where I'm. Where I'm the livest at. That's probably the most. Two of the easiest ways to get in touch with me there. But everything Manny Beats Shy. My email is ineedbeats@mannybeatsshy. That's
okay.
You can shoot me any questions you may have about any beats, anything. Or anything even if it's something you just want me to listen to. Like I love listening to other people's beats. I love listening to music in general. So I mean, if anybody ever wanted to just get my idea on like how something sounded, you can send it there.
Easy, I hit you with the subliminal though. I need beats. See that?
Yeah.
See this guy. This guy's pretty good. He pretty good. Good.
Yeah, I want people because somebody hears something. I was thinking somebody hears something. I want them to say I need beats from that guy. And then of course, I need beats, Manny Beats Shy. Hopefully it's easy for people. And then my website is also mannybeatsshy.com. You can just go there, check out some music. And what else? SoundCloud, same thing, Manny Beats Shy. But again, IG and Facebook, those are the two quickest ways where you can hear new music.
All right. Anybody you want to give quick shouts out to or anything like that, man?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to y'all, man. Nytelife, Sandman, Lens, whole Gauntlet, man. All the producers from Gauntlet, Scotty Royal, Steve Skyline, Kevo, all y'all, man. Like everybody that's been tuning into Gauntlet, making it huge, man. Everybody who want to smoke beat battle, everybody, man. Just I appreciate everybody that's making music for the love of it. Staying out the way. And just trying to make great music, keep the bullshit aside, man. Salute to all y'all. And, of course, shout out man above, man, make everything possible. My wife, of course, my son, man. Just everything, man.
Yeah, man. We gotta stop you from winning, man. You breaking us and shit, man. Over there.
I'm sorry, man.
I got kids I gotta put through college, man. You can't keep winning like this. This shit is crazy.
I'm sorry. But I definitely appreciate it.
Nah, man. Hey, man.
When I come to Cali, man, I'm gonna get everybody drinks with some of that money, man.
Oh yeah, we doing it. We're gonna do it up big. Blessings to you and your family, man. I really appreciate you coming through, man. It's been dope. It's been dope talking to you. We definitely gonna do this again, man. Because again, I could have talked to you for another 2 hours, to be honest.
Yeah, anytime, man. I mean, a lot of times, around this time, 11 o'clock, I'm kind of just chilling, or my son is asleep. My wife is, most likely getting ready for bed. If I'm still up, man, I'm kind of just tinkering around with some music or just either playing a game, playing Call of Duty or something. So,
All right. So we're going to wrap this thing on up, y'all. All right. Difficult roads often lead to most beautiful destinations. Shoot your shot. Go for the win. You might make it. Peace.
Sir, definitely.